Hi, and welcome to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast with everyone's favorite OBGYN, Dr. Angela Jones. Have you ever been too embarrassed or shy to ask your own doctor about your, girl parts? Well, you've come to the right place to get straight answers. Feel free to ask Dr. Angela anything women's health related. Obstetrics and gynecology? She keeps it real. Pregnancy? She's been there, done that. Menopause? She'll get you through. Young or old, Dr. Angela's got you covered, girl. Now here's Dr. Angela.
What's good, people? This is Dr. Angela, everyone's favorite OBGYN, and I would like to welcome you to episode 208 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. I'm going to just jump right into today's topic. It's a question that was submitted via email, and we get a lot of questions via email, but this question is coming to us from Colette out of New York City. So thank you so much for submitting, Colette. And thank you, not just you, Colette, but everyone for, trusting and sharing, because as women, I think we can not only rely on each other, but utilize each other's experiences for our own personal growth. So this is what Colette wrote. Hey, Dr. Angela, I just started listening to your podcast. Love it. I have a topic in mind that is very close to me. Post-abortion life and the political stigma around it. As someone who just had an abortion last summer because of an unwanted pregnancy, I'm still dealing with implications of such a minor surgery. As someone who has gone through 4 previous surgeries that didn't have anything to do with anything sexual, I'm having a hard time dealing and feeling that I have to really reevaluate who I am as a woman and how I am part of a group of women that have gone through this. I feel like I can't talk about my abortion like any other surgery, which troubles me. I've had so many in-depth conversations with my mom about her abortions in the 60s and 70s, and how she sees today as a more volatile space for women who have gone through an abortion. I would love to hear an episode of just your thoughts on abortions in our current political and medical system. Best, Miss Colette. Colette, thank you so much for reaching out and for really, quite frankly, submitting this question. I mean, no one wants to talk about this. Even in my own patient population, when I'm looking through obstetric history, no one even wants to put it in their medical history. So oftentimes when, I'm interviewing or meeting a woman and, I say, so this is your 3rd pregnancy, for example. And she's like, actually it's my 5th. No one ever wants to acknowledge that they've had an abortion. And I have a lot of women that never even share this with their significant others, whether that's your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, whoever. And, I guess from my perspective, what I need to let women know is it's okay. And certainly when I see women, anyone that sees me or interacts with me knows that when you're in my space, it's completely a realm of non-judgment. No one knows what is best for you better than you. And I don't need to know the whys and the hows or any of that unless you want to share those things with me. But the biggest thing is it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's a choice that you made, and it's a choice that you made because you felt that it was in your best interest. That's the end of it. Did I mention that I'm so happy that you submitted this question? Because this lets women know that they are not alone. There are scores of women that have had terminations, whether they are surgical or medical. We certainly are our sister's keepers. And, I just don't want women that have gone through this to feel like, they're walking around with the scarlet letter of sorts, or that they're branded as being, quotation, those women, in quotation. I mean, it's okay. Now, certainly, I don't think women should use abortions as a form of contraception. If you know that you don't want kids, get on some birth control. There's tons of options that are available. But certainly when you have certain situations that arise and, this is what you've deemed to be in your best interest and in the best interest of that unborn child, then you have to do what you have to do. I mean, no judgment. I don't think that men and government or society has any right or place to dictate how a woman manages her health, reproductive or otherwise. I mean, imagine how up in arms we'd all be if we started rationing Viagra, or, if we just went out and mandated that all men get vasectomies. I mean, it'd be like completely crazy, outrageous. Or if we just all of a sudden said that it was okay for men to be abused, sexually assaulted, etc. I mean, we would never tolerate those kinds of behaviors. While I don't personally perform abortions or terminations, I do take care of a lot of women that have gone and had these procedures performed in other places. And then, I help them to get through, the aftermath, making sure that there are no complications and that emotionally they are on the way and road to healing. So Colette, I hope that answered your question, and I hope it addressed, what you needed me to address. And I just want to say thank you so much again for having the courage and just for sharing. I mean, that's really what this podcast is all about, sharing. And so, I hope that you'll continue to follow along, and I'm sure that our listeners who, I'm like floored whenever I tell people how far reaching this podcast is, but, like all over the world, I'm sure that our listeners all over the world gained something from this episode. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. For those of you that want to follow along, you can hang out with us at www.askdrangela.com. That's AskDrangela.com. Our new website is amazing. It has everything on it. It has the blog posts that you can sign up for. You can sign up for the podcast. You can follow us on all of our social media venues. And you can click on the big question mark and ask Dr. Angela a question, and we'll feature it on the podcast. In closing, I'd like to leave you with this. If you don't know, you better ask somebody, mainly me, for all those things that have to do with obstetrics and gynecology. Until next time, look better, feel better, be better. Looking forward to reconnecting on episode 209 of the Ask Dr. Angela podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Ask Dr. Angela podcast. For more information on women's health and the show notes for this episode, please visit Dr. Angela at www.askdrangela.com. While you're there, don't forget to leave your own message for Dr. Angela. See you soon! All of the information provided and discussed in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and should not take the place of consulting a physician. This podcast is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease or illness and does not and should not replace treatment from a medical professional.